Hey, what's going on, team? So other than watching Bitcoin fall below $35,000 a coin, one of my second favorite hobbies to do is buying and selling cars. A lot of you guys, if you guys are familiar with my channel, one of the things that I love to encourage people to do is to inform themselves on what vehicles are worth so you never overpay. This is something that I've done from the very beginning of being 18 years old and buying and selling, your everyday drivers of a Ford Focus, Hyundai Genesis, a Ford Mustang, and everything now with the same concept and the same principles, being extremely selective, being able to do this with supercars. So you guys have seen me do this with McLarens, R8s, Ferrari 488s, Lamborghini Huracans, Porsche GT3 RSs. And does it always go according to plan? Of course not. Porsche GT3 RS is a perfect example. I lost a couple $1,000s on that one, but I want to talk about this 488, how I found it, what I did with it, and how I was able to actually turn it around for a profit. So I hope that within this video, you learned something new. If you did, please drop a thumbs up and comment down below any questions, and to the best of my ability, I will answer it. Also, I'm having a car that's being delivered early next week. I bet you cannot guess what that car is going to be. And of course, it's a car that I'm buying with the intent to resell. A very popular car right now that's in huge high demand as of right now. So guess and comment down below. But let's go ahead and get started. I originally found the 488, right, to kind of answer that question. This is the Ferrari 488 GTB. This was a very popular car at the time. It wasn't a car that I was specifically looking for. This is one thing that you guys should all know. I never look for a specific spec or specific type of car. I might have interest in a car, but if it's not a good deal, I'm not gonna buy it. There was actually someone, it was a mutual friend on social media that I saw posted this, and it wasn't his car. His name is SV Zane. Some of you guys might follow him. He's big on the car community, and he posted this Ferrari 488 for sale. I think they're asking like $228,000. He was just arranging the whole thing. I told him I'll pay cash for it. I'll fly in the next day to California. I was in Costa Mesa, and I'll hand him a check for $200,000. Obviously, there's a big gap from $228,000 to $200,000. At the end of the day, no one has to accept your offer. No one had to accept my offer. My job is to do my part in putting myself in a position to succeed, or to at least minimize loss. And that's exactly what I was trying to do. A lot of people don't like lowballing, but at the end of the day, my job is not to buy overpriced cars. It's to buy cars that make sense, in which I can enjoy, put some miles into, and maybe turn it around for a profit. And that's exactly what I did. So I bought that car. They accepted my offer for $200,000 cash. I enjoyed it for 8 months. I bought it, if I'm not mistaken, September 28th, and I sold it on April 4th. I turned it around for a $214,000 sale price. I almost said profit. $14,000 net profit. Insurance was actually very cheap on this car. I have an amazing insurance policy which offers a multi-car discount. I paid a little bit under $200 a month, believe it or not, and this was something that was very similar. I've done and shown insurance statements from my McLaren that I had, and also my Lamborghini, and those are all around the $200 a month premium is what I would pay. I have a pretty high deductible. It's like $2,000 or $2,500. But without getting back into it, the really cool thing about this car is that, I bought it with 4,000 miles. I sold it with 8,100 miles. I enjoyed it for 8 months, and I was still able to turn around for a profit. One thing that you guys should know is that ask any supercar owner right now. Supercars are going for about $10,000 to $15,000 above normal sale price on what they were last year. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand. So when asking the question, why did I sell the car? Because it felt like it made sense, right? I enjoyed the car. A lot of you guys know that although I really like supercars, I'm never emotionally attached to any of them. I never put money into them. I didn't service this car. There was no maintenance. There was nothing that I did to the car. I kept it OEM, which is very desirable for Ferraris. And the really great thing about this, it literally, as soon as I inquired about posting it for sale, it sold within 4 days. So could I have maybe made a little bit more money? Of course, but I wanted to do my part and simply locking in profits and setting my future self up for success in buying the next one. And it was really that simple. And it's the same concept when it comes down to, I've done this with the GTRs, I've done this with R8s, and these are all cars under $100,000. And trust me, I get that. That's a super expensive car. But even cars in the $20,000 to $30,000 range, Ford Mustangs, Camaros, all these very desirable cars that we all love and want to enjoy, but we always refer to, I don't know if I could afford it. If you do it in an effective way, and that's the whole point of this video, it's all about levels, but it's the same concept. You can utilize that same concept of buying and selling a Honda Civic that you can when it comes down to a Ferrari, right? Obviously, you need to be more selective. You need to be more aware and more informed. When you get into the higher prices, just different things affect the different prices of those specific cars. But there is no question that I have three main focuses. My first focus is I don't ever have a specific car that I'm looking for. My main focus is always just getting it for a good deal. I want to make sure that it's a car that I enjoy because I am putting a lot of money into it. And the last thing is it needs to make sense. Either opportunity cost is as an investment, it needs to make sense, or miles per gallon, right? I need to make sure that I enjoy it. And I don't, and one of the things that you guys need to know is that I've obviously purchased cars and I didn't sell it for a profit because I either put way too many miles into it and or I did certain things to the car that just brought down the value. And that's always something that you need to take into consideration. Just make sure that you always stay true to your original intent. If you buy a car with the intent to resell, then make sure you stick to it. And that's exactly what we're doing with the next car. I'm buying it, I'm getting it delivered here. The day that I get it delivered, I'm posting it right for sale. And this one, according to current market conditions, I can make about $20,000 to $30,000 profit. And one thing that for all my people watching, the crazy thing about this, if you guys do the math, I invested $200,000 into this Ferrari. I had it for 8 months. Do the math. I made $14,000 profit off of it. Do the math. I do hard money loans, meaning that I lend out money, right, for houses as real estate, traditional investing, right? And people are all for that. But I actually made just as much money as I would with a hard money loan than what I actually did with this Ferrari, which is viewed as, on the traditional side, a depreciating asset. But if you do it in an effective way and you do it in a way that actually makes sense, it's not that you have to buy every car, but it's buying the cars that make sense, that you think that you can enjoy and you understand enough that you can actually turn them around for a profit. So I'm excited to continue to share my stories with you guys and simply empowering you to stay informed, be selective, and lastly, making sure that you do your part investing in markets that you see value in. And if the car market is ever a market that you personally have ever wanted to get into, I'd love to answer any questions you might have. And let me just tell you, it's not for everyone, of course, right? As nothing is. But what started as a hobby has now transitioned into a full-on business. And a lot of you guys know that I'm the investor for the Carson and Moore Auto Group here in Arizona, and they have a second location in Arkansas as well. So it's crazy to think that we live in a world today where a simple hobby or passion can transition into something so much bigger, just by having a really big passion for it. So I hope that in your thumbs up, comment down below what you think my next car is going to be, and don't forget to subscribe. If you guys want to stay connected, click that first link down in the description to join our free Facebook group with over 312,000 members worldwide. Until next time, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.